here, J0PoundMcJuggerNuggets here. Welcome to QnA number 15! I asked you guys over Twitter to tweet me your questions using hashtag AskJugger, and you guys delivered some awesome questions. Yes, I'm in my bedroom right now, the same bedroom that has a huge gaping fucking hole in the ceiling. And I still have yet to clear up all this shrapnel. Enough about that, let's get into these questions. Dominic kicks us off with a great question saying, do you believe in spirits after what happened in the attic when the piece moved by itself? Now look, I don't know if I believe in all that stuff, but here are my honest thoughts. I'm not an extremely religious person, nor a religious person at all. I don't believe in a heaven or a hell. Do I necessarily believe in other things like aliens or the Sasquatch? No, I don't know. I believe it is possible. Aliens kind of make sense. Sasquatch, I guess, makes sense. Now when it comes to spirits or ghosts, I can't really say for sure. I know in this house I've witnessed some extremely creepy things. Some could be chalked up to people, others are unexplainable. But you know, we always try to search for a reason for things happening. Here's an interesting thought. This is my final thought on this. You can't really see sound waves. That's it. No, but with that, you can't really see sound waves, but you can hear sounds for sure, so you know technically sound exists. Just like you can't really see bacteria, at least not with the naked eye. However, if, you know, we develop technology to be able to see these things, basically seeing into a world that we never even knew existed. We have 5 senses, however, maybe there's a sense that we have yet to develop, or a technology we have yet to develop, that kind of puts us into another realm of this universe. Could there be this whole other world of demons and ghosts and spirits that exist that our 5 senses just can't keep track of? I believe that's possible. To not believe it's possible, I think I'd be doing myself a disservice. Regardless of anything, that piece moving by itself is fucking creepy. Katie asked another important question. How do you honestly feel about your mom moving in with you? It is yet to be confirmed. I actually haven't heard back from her. I texted her last night, but I didn't get a response. She was supposed to talk to Aunt Melissa about it. I'm hoping she can move in by this weekend. What are my thoughts on it? As I've always thought for like the last month or two, my mom needs to get out of Aunt Melissa's house. She's a negative influence. I really just don't like who she is and what she stands for, and I think it's been really influencing my mom's actions. Regardless of my thoughts on Aunt Melissa, I know my mom seems to want out of there, so I want whatever's best for her. I think it's going to take some sacrifices on my part. I'm going to sacrifice the privacy, the kind of the independence that I really wanted. But at the same time, if, you know, we can treat it like we're just roommates, me and my mom, I think we could get along and we can come up with a system that works, and it might actually be enjoyable. But really, I mean, I just hope, you know, I want my mom to do what's best for her, and really, it's not like too much skin off my ass. You know, I do have another bedroom. I have been getting lonely around here, so it could work out. Adriana asked the age-old question, how is Uncle Larry's nuts? Nut-tacular. I don't fucking know about Uncle Larry's nuts. Why would you ask that? Do I look like I have Uncle Larry's nuts in my hand? Is that too small? Or maybe just... we're not doing this. Isaac asks, are you ready for the new season of Walking Dead this Sunday? What do you think, man? The only problem is I'm kind of nervous to watch it in this house. Oh, yo. There better be AMC on satellite TV. But I'm super excited. Another Isaac says, I always watch your videos every night! It's not really a question, man, but thank you. That's awesome. Love you, man. Keep it frigid. Alston asks, do you plan on getting a dog? Peter, he was just asking that question. I'm not talking about replacing you. It's a totally different animal. And think about it. If the dog shits in the house, you would then have somewhere to go. It's like the community pool, except in this case, it's the community poo. Honestly, I've toyed with the idea of getting a dog. I do get lonely around here, and I do miss my dogs at home. But man, I struggle to take care of myself, let alone a dog. And then God forbid I have a family one day. I have to take care of their own human beings. I'd be fucked. But with that, there's just a lot of money. I also have Sniffles next door, which is an adorable little wiener. My second one. But maybe, I don't know. If my mom moves in here, we'll see what she wants, and maybe we can go halvesies on a dog, and then I'll just let her take care of it. Block A asks, are you okay after falling through the ceiling? And are you going to continue living there for a while? Block A, I'm actually in a lot of pain down in the spleen area. I had a few splinters, mostly in my hands, but they're all good. I do have a little bloody wound, but I hope I don't have tetanus, actually. I'm feeling alright, though. I think the worst of it is that I have to put forth a lot of money just to repair the ceiling, and it's just, it looks horrible right now. And also, of course I'm going to continue to live here. This is my first house, man. I feel very much attached to it already. I sunk a lot of money into this place. It's a very quaint little home, and honestly, it's a good starter house. I don't really know what the foreseeable future is going to be like, whether my mom's will be living here or, you know, how it is going to be, you know, after a few months of living here. But this is good for the right now, and if it allows me to kind of be out of my house and into this one on my own, and also kind of still saving up money in the process, like I think overall, I'm going to be spending less money here than I did when I was paying rent to my dad at home. So, cha-ching! McJuggerNuggets Sweatpants says, how do you appreciate the warmth I provide for you? I love you dearly. And yes, those are my sweatpants that are coming up to my nipples. Do you think you would ever do a world tour, possibly just the US someday? I know some YouTubers do that. They go across the world, they do little concert johns, and they're on stage talking to you guys and stuff. Personally, I don't... Who would show up to that? Who would actually come to see me? I don't think of myself as anything, really. The fact that, you know, I don't think I'm big enough to do that. Or maybe I am. I don't fucking know. It's just weird to think about. I suppose anything is possible. Maybe it could happen down the road. I'm not going to count it out. I do know this for sure. It would be cool to meet you guys, especially those that would want to meet me. I think that would be really valuable. This is probably the most important question that I've seen out of the bunch. Andre asks, are you happy with how your new house turned out? Now, this is a difficult question for me to answer because, to be quite honest with you guys, and I feel like I can do that, I don't... It wasn't what I expected. You know, really, when you grow up, and you dream and you think about your life and, you know, what it's going to be, like after high school or after college, you know, who are you going to marry? You know, what's your life going to look like? What are you going to be doing for a living? What's your house going to look like? Every possible dream scenario I had in my head, never in a million years is this how I pictured my house. I'm not saying I don't like it right now. However, it's hard to compare to these, you know, visions that you've had in your head your whole life. I wish, you know, the money I did have could afford to buy something nicer, or, you know, I was able to get Buzz's house. I like Buzz's house a lot more than this, and, you know, we did put a lot of work into this. I do like it now, but it's just hard to compare to what you have in your head sometimes. And really, actually, that kind of brings us into the hashtag Triple M of this week, expectations versus reality. The reality of the situation is, I didn't expect to be in a haunted fucking house where I'm falling through the ceiling, and it's this tiny, and I don't know. But even though it doesn't have all these bells and whistles, am I happy with it? Yeah, I'm completely satisfied. Adriana asks, what's one of the best parts about living alone? The answer for this is simple. I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. And nobody can tell you you can't do that. That is probably the greatest thing about living by yourself. Is all you, baby. Nikki asks, how do you think Larry and Melissa got together in the first place? Well, I actually know the story, but all I can say is naturally it involved alcohol, maybe possibly regrets now, and they were also really young. And, you know, when you're young, you don't really know what you're doing. I think if Uncle Larry knew what he was doing, he would have got the fuck out of there. But you're young. Who cares? You know, you don't really know what they're going to look like 40 years down the road. I'm just glad I don't have to live with that. Cryptids asks, what are you going to do about the huge hole in the ceiling? Well, I mean, it couldn't be worse than what the room originally looked like, so we're just going to have to fix it up. Construction continues, I suppose. Mostly we're just going to get a piece of wood to cover up the big hole, put some tiles over it, and it looks like the rafters got kind of fucked up too. Just nail the rafters back in, maybe reinforce that shit, and really that's it. And that's coming from Jesse. I don't even know fucking construction. Voltaic asks, any high school advice? I'm starting next year and I'm stressing out. Well, I don't know if this is a thing around you, but we had this thing known as initiation. Basically, the seniors in high school would kind of beat the living shit out of the upcoming freshmen. However, usually you don't have to worry about it as long as you don't have any siblings that are seniors or friends that are seniors, because Jeffrey beat my ass with a ping pong paddle, no joke, it fucking hurt. And that was actually the day after school of 8th grade that summer. It was bad. General advice, I actually enjoyed high school more than middle school. You start to really develop a core group of friends. You learn a lot about yourself. You really fall in love with some of the teachers at the school, both figuratively and literally. Everybody's fucking each other and starting to drink alcohol and try stuff, although I don't condone those shits. But it's a crazy, wild, fun experience, and really the schoolwork was a lot easier, at least for me, than middle school. I think you're gonna have a good time, man. Don't worry about it. What the Emma asked, do you like living with me? No, please leave. Do you think your brother is proud of you moving out? He doesn't seem to voice his opinion too much. I don't know. I like to think he is. However, even if he was, we would never hear it. Like you said, he doesn't voice his opinion. And even when he does, you can't tell if he's serious or not. So you have to take whatever he says with a grain of salt. And usually he's sarcastic as fuck. But I like to think he's proud. I mean, he hasn't moved out yet, and I did. So maybe he's jealous. But I think he's a little proud. And as far as my dad, I don't know how he's doing health-wise. But I like to think he's proud somehow. In his own way. I plead the fifth. I can't answer this question. How dare you? I can't answer. Next question. Brian asks, what is the number of subscribers you're trying to reach? Funny. Last thing I remember, I was trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I was trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. And I was like, you know, we went this far and it's happening so fast. Ultimately, I wanted 1 million subs. I never thought I'd be there. Let's go for 1 million. Now that we're coming up on 3 million, honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. It doesn't even make sense that I'm past 1 million subs. That was my ultimate goal. Now that I'm past it, it's just kind of like overtime. So we're just gonna keep growing, and I fucking love you guys for that. Like, we grow fast. I don't know how it works, really. I mean, my next obvious goal is 3 million. You gotta go off the millions. What is my main goal? I guess reach 10 million to get the diamond play button. Let's fucking do it, guys. Craziness. This shit's crazy. Jessica asked, what was your favorite subject in school? Also, I love you, Jesse! I love you too, Jessica! This is a good question. Believe it or not, I actually really like English. I hated math, because I sucked at it. I hated science. And I hated history. I don't really hate those topics in general, I just hate the school version of them. They always make it super boring and complicated and it just, English I was always really good at, and usually you don't hear somebody say English as their favorite subject. But I was just really good at it and it came easy to me. And last question, do you think Emma touches you while you oh my god. Who, Lispy Jimmy asked that? Fuck off. On that note, we're ending the Q&A. That is... She doesn't have hands, I don't think. Unless there's mannequin hands somewhere in this place. She could give me a blowy. No, no! Alright guys, thank you guys so much for all your questions. Some of them were really freaking good. Congrats to those who got featured. To those who didn't get featured, there's always next time I decide to do a Q&A. If you guys want to see more Q&As, let me know in the comments. Because honestly, I don't do Q&As very regularly, and I do enjoy them. So let me know, please. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. I love you, Jays to death, and don't forget to keep it frigid. Hey, and I'm actually not wearing that hoodie for the first time. Doesn't mean you guys still shouldn't try and buy it at the shop. Definitely check it out. Keep it frigid.